about that, so I just want to make sure I know exactly what you're saying.
You are literally walking.
I'll get you to an ambulance in no time.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
And the next
Bitch,
thing
baby.
I wanted to talk about was the stuff with, his name, Goose.
We're almost there.
So,
How do you get injured while being protected by the bus that they wanted to get into?
What is a subtweet? A subtweet is whenever you make a tweet about a person, but you don't.
Pros will take it from here.
Oh, no, sorry, I meant
thank you
like,
enough.
what was
Also,
I'll read the tweet to
my
you.
boyfriend.
I don't care that you're gay. Shut up. Also, my boyfriend's your bitch. Like, bro, you see how they really just wanted to force somebody having a boyfriend? Like, bro, who the fuck cares, bro? Who cares? Like, damn, we get it, bro. People are gay. You don't need to represent them. They represent themselves every day by being gay.
Why are you asking about it? And they told me they don't know anything. It just seems reaching out to Hoyle directly after talking to him is like, well, it is. He was asking for advice so much to me. You know?
So you're totally right, Imtash, that it's extremely us. But the truth is that we don't have the information available to us. That I don't think that I can, without a shadow of a doubt, say, fucking, he came in there, and, poisoned the well, so Brax didn't get the contract. Now, is that possible that Atsu did that? It is definitely possible. And I think a lot of people think that's what Atsu did. But we don't have the evidence for that. And so I don't think it's worth pursuing AIDS.
And that's fair.
But of course it's us. Of course. Anyway. Are we good with that?
Yeah.
So the subtweet, this is a story, sort of video that Goose did 2 years ago. The tweet you did. There are many creators in the Genshin circle and wider connected circles I'd like to befriend or get to know better, but they're already in so deep with many people who are awful off stream, and it makes me skeptical if they are just naive or also awful behind the scenes. Who is that about?
Tectone is one of them.
Okay, so then this stuff means
there's other creators as well. It's not about you, Tectone, but Tectone is an example.
Okay, so let's
Nobody's winning that fight. Better
So
jump
you're
in.
saying that Tectone is an awful person off screen, correct? Yes. Okay. Did you at that Did you at that time know that you were friends with Tectone?
Yes.
So then the implication would be that Goose, friends with Tectone, would make him guilty by association, and thus a subject to Is that correct?
Oh, this is not about no.
But it would be about Goose.
So it would not be about you start already and it is very So Tectone is just an example. There are other creators as well that I find very questionable. I find on stream as well.
Why do you find them to be awful?
Well, for example,
You must have thought I was playing with him.
community I was in,
Somebody must have not let him know that I'm not playing games while playing games. I'm not playing these games while I'm on these games. You understand? Had him in the air and everything, his big ass.
And to the victor goes a momentary peace.
how do I say this without okay, the chat already knows, but so in this gacha game,
Like, bro, why is there always a fucking truck with a big ass hood that just happens to be the perfect equation for distance for me to run into it, for it to cancel my swing? Because some people actually found out that swing assistance can be turned off, and that every time I turn it off, there's always a fat truck there to just ruin it because I have on swing assistance, bro. Like, why? Like, why?
make a new Google account, we can't.
symbiotes dropping in.
So what is the...
Yeah, so one of the creators that I deemed as awful is someone who ended up promoting this, and like the demographic of the game was pretty young, relatively young. Yeah, and I thought this was pretty funny, so I put him out on it and then retaliated by saying, if this game died, it's because you called me out for promoting this cheating game currency, and then we had to. Now this person is also in the Genshin Impact community now.
Yes.
As another creator alongside myself. And that's an example of someone who I deem as awful. And there are some creators you can refer to
Where the symbiotes come from?
So there's also some people who I was aware of. Like they've spoken to me, and they were also very in deep with Tecton, and I was like, okay, and this is like Tecton and I have already had this recording right 1 year past that. So
No, back up, bro. You can't hang. Should have known his place. They get a mile of yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe they haven't seen all the beats,
Good.
drama, what's going on, all sudden clicks flying around. So yeah.
I know this dude is not stuck inside the building. Bro.
That directly contradict what your tweet was, because your tweet was the implication that they are also bad off stream. It's just that you don't know.
How am I dead?
What? You don't know about these other things.
I like, bro. I'm telling you, this game be so buggy. It's crazy.
No, because I said it in that subtweet, and it makes me skeptical.
It must have been a yellow one, right? Because they have this weird ability to where if you give yourself any airtime, they just teleport near you and they hit you with this attack, right? But here's where it gets stupid.
No interest in befriending
If you are to retreat to the ground when they get up,
To do with Goose, then why did you make
they do a little floor slam move.
to Goose?
Listen, they do a little floor slam move, and it always hits you, no matter where you are. So pretty much, right? Let's say something was in the air, and I jumped up to hit it real quick. If they fell on the floor, I would do something like this, and no matter where they're at, they just get hit, bro. It's stupid. Just fix it already, bro. It's been months.
How could you not keep it that way?
Because I specified people I would like to befriend. Goose and I were not friends, and I never had any friends with him.
Did he know that?
Yes, because it's even longer as well. He sent me a donation saying that could be friends, and I shut it down. Why? I didn't know who Goose was at the time, so I just thought it was a viewer who I don't
So if you didn't know who he was, then how would you know he was friends with
So that appointment was Goose way before he was protected. So my first interaction with Goose was that, and that was way before that. And then we've been together.
He just did. Like, he didn't even turn red yet, but the moment I moved anywhere else on the floor, the damage was just transferred to my health like a motherfucking bank statement. Like, what the hell? And I don't even know what the hell just killed me.
Okay. And then you found out, and what did you do? Did you, like, apologize to him? Did you say anything to him about that, or was that it?
That was it. He sent the donation, put it down, and that was it. We just went our ways, the other ways.
And so you make this tweet, and Goose thinks it's about it, because, like, if you were Goose, would you read this tweet and think that it was about it?
Oh, 100%, definitely.
I would say it's 50-50 because you probably should have known that I'm not interested in befriending him, but at the same time, you probably realized that it was that also.
Okay, and so basically Goose makes this video, and then you shit on him, and why exactly did you not like Goose other than trying to be friends with you?
So when he moved in with Tecmo,
right?
I don't know if you know about the Tectone versus Enviosity drama. I saw a tweet about it. Okay, so Tectone and Envy have like a TLDR, they have a really bad history where they keep going at each other, but Tectone is typically the aggressor, and like
That is a lie!
Would Tectone say that he was the aggressor?
No, he would never say that.
So this is your opinion.
This is my territory. I can say, as someone who had beef with Tectone, that it's a sticky situation. So let me explain this one. Enviosity
I got this. Get
is
clear.
a notorious free-to-play game. He was free-to-play through and through, and I was free-to-play as well. And the amount of people that would come in and be like, "We better than you," unprovoked. I know Envy didn't send his audience to do that, but that should happen all the time. However, Tectone would see that he got very pissed off by it a lot of the time, and I think that he would provocate, like the comment about being a
Where'd those
nitpicker.
symbiotes come from?
Nothing into the game, all you do is go around picking Miss Berries sort of thing. And I would say that a lot of the time, Tectone would keep hitting on that point, alluding to it. And also, before Tectone and I patched up, he would come after me all the time. He wrote my content and called my content shit constantly. And so I could definitely see when he has a bit of beef with someone that he goes after them for the content that he sent us. Luckily, we were able to squash it, but as someone that was under that, sort of thing, and seeing it happen all the time, and then looking at how he interacts with Envy, I could see a lot of similarities. So,
And Envy, I can't say anything negative about Tectone.
I'm sure. I'm very low. Yeah, there's a
Alright, bro, the grown-ups are talking. Sit your big ass down. Bruh. His fat ass was so fucking enormous that when I tried to red zip past this nigga, it's like a fucking building, and I couldn't go anywhere. So these fucking mines from the niggas I didn't even know existed just happened to be in my fucking radius to kill me on some fuck shit, bruh. Like, bro.
And we, for the most part, patched it up, but I didn't get a vibe that Envy, or that Tectone was very nice and like a super good dude, and he's in the one camp. But I never
Oh my
got a vibe
fucking god! Let me watch it! I'm not getting fucking purgatory parkoured! I can't fucking go anywhere else!
a ton of junior high fighting that's been blown up to coordination by 30,000 people, and they right? But I think everyone is a bit disciplined here, and everyone honestly is like self-tweeting work or could have here. So that's kind of all I wanted to say, and I think it's good to keep looking at the facts of it and getting an opinion of that. Good luck. Tune in later to watch what you end up saying, but
Alright, thanks a lot for coming on and have a good day.
Yep.
Oh, now what?
He makes like this big long tweet thread about
Garbage.
yeah.
Back up.
So yeah. Anyway, so Enviosity makes an entire thread about Tectone, and like I
That's
don't
all of
really
them.
know Enviosity that well. I see him every once in a while, but if I read the messages that Tectone is showing, it sure seems like Tectone isn't bullying. So, like, you see kind of like how there's this weird dissonance about how he makes this big, long, tweet thread about how bad Tectone is, and then Tectone posts the DMs that he sends to Enviosity, and they're universally positive, and also, by the way, not reciprocated by Enviosity. And it would be so easy for Enviosity to explain
Can't let him get inside
exactly
that
like
store.
this if there were any other DMs. Couldn't Enviosity logically well what Tectone's saying? We're not seeing that happen. So I find this
Symbiote's
very
dropping in.
curious. Especially Alexa, a random bigger giveaway than Enviosity Poggers 1.6 today. So is this problematic? Like, I don't really think this is really that big of a deal.
So the history with Enviosity is that he gets upset by absolutely everything.
Okay.
He's had multiple breakdowns and panic attacks on fixing out one guy, as well as he's had mental breakdowns where he had comments on a Twitter post that were slightly more.
Tech, don't you think it's
probably having a pretty bad day on him
about that?
Well, no, so if I think that Tectone's saying that is an implication that Enviosity laser focus is on negativity, and that there is not actually this massive deluge of negativity. Because if Tectone is saying this person has a distorted view on the way people perceive them, and then he shows him sending Enviosity positive messages, I do think that that is kind of proof of that, is it not?
There. Persons in trouble.
Sure. Yeah, let's read.
Hope I'm not intruding. Never. Let's do this.
Want to talk about what happened?
Miles took it out that quick?
Oh, you're done now.
But I think we're really tough to this point. But it's better. Sorry that I'm happen again. Potential. I'm so sorry for experiencing that. So,
Looks like the
what is the
OG
problem?
still got it. Don't worry. We've still got plenty of time to disappoint.
Was that he got one guy for not being invited on my show, the Genshin Guesser, and one singular chatter went in there and said, "Why are you on the Genshin Guesser?" and then caused him to have a panic attack on stream for heart rate month.
Oh boy, high score.
It was very high.
Yeah. Okay, so
Can I?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
So, in that DM, that's 2021, this is when I tried to mediate between Tech and Envy, because it was getting pretty bad, right, and would you say it's fair you guys' relationship just kept deteriorating after that point?
For every single time he said whales are shit, it plays we would play, and I would say this. The problem is I have thick skin, so I can't go. And so, and especially from the narrative of Enviosity very soft and you shit talk him, but Tectone you have thick skin, so we're allowed to shit talk you.
But where is the evidence that he said this and he's directing that at you?
Well, I've got one piece of, I've got a piece of evidence. Well, I mean, there's very strong evidence that Enviosity is throwing shots at Tectone, because Enviosity, in a tweet thread about stream disagreement, Enviosity is bringing up Tectone's ex-wife. This is completely outside of the scope of streaming.
Those symbiotes won't stop until they get inside.
They go totally over the line.
I'll take care of these things. Just stay inside the bus.
No, I haven't.
And so, yeah, I mean, I mean, if you're gonna bring up somebody's relationship with their wife, it becomes extremely personal. I mean,
I would say that's even before this whole thread.
And I would say that is a level of escalation that I do not think Tectone has reciprocated at all. Like, that's way over the line. Especially for somebody that had receipts of them not being negative. And the only evidence that Enviosity really seems to have here is Tectone saying that he has a better giveaway than Enviosity. And then okay, there's other things right here. Also, not being comfortable, rather essentially belittle and
Like, where the fuck did you even come from, you fucking bitch?
This is a tweet from Enviosity of 3 random chatters saying, I remember he shits on when Envy view drops when switching games sad. He also works on Envy playing Cow World on stream, which is weird. So this person is using, and then a third person did say, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I really don't think that 3 random chatters whose names are blacked out is a strong bit of evidence to condemn Tecmo. I don't, I'm sorry, I think this is crazy. the word of 3 random chatters.
I mean, I feel like you're hyper-focusing this one, but we can keep going through the whole
Keep
thread.
going.
I feel like you're hyper-focusing on this one. Shut the fuck up, you bitch. You're just mad that he's not fucking retarded.
Stay inside, everyone! I won't let anything happen to you!
Okay, let's watch it.
Okay.
Why would you have a heart rate on I think that these just what is this so? Like, am I the only person that like, so yeah, got it. Alright. Very good. Alright.
It's okay, they're gone.
Literally, I said I would only go like 20 missions in. I upped it to 30, and then I upped it to 44. We're at 65 right now. We're at 65. All right. I wasn't supposed to go to 65. Okay. I was hoping to get her at 40. I apologize if I let anyone down. I'm pretty sure people waited on me to tell me and say, "Oh, imagine that you didn't get Rosaria. Imagine whatnot." I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Alright. I'm upset at myself. I already know. Okay.
How was this about me?
I really think that this person has a mental problem and needs to stop playing games.
You're fucking kidding me. As in, see. She said, we're like 3 minutes. It said that he has mental issues. I'm fucking crying. I'm tears coming out my eyes.
Because here's the issue.
Like, dude, I'm watching this stream while playing, and I am just seeing Asmon's face as he is watching this delusional fucking slime just lose his shit over like 2 chatters. And he's like, I think this person I can hardly get it out. I can hardly get it out. I think after watching the dude for 2 minutes, they say Tectoad's crazy. They say Tectoad always starts this shit. This dude watched Envy for like 3 minutes. And he's just like, I think this dude has a mental problem and should just stop playing games like this because it's stressing him out too much. Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
I would like also to chime in. This is the same guy who ended his stream because he couldn't take his chat saying swap to JP Dub.
So I don't think that this is necessarily an outcome of Tectone. I think that all the time...
Oh my god, I'm just gonna fucking clip it all, dude.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Alright? I'm upset at myself. I already know. Okay?
How was that clip about me?
I really think that this person has a mental problem. And I really think that
Oh my god, dude.
Stop playing games. This is an insane overreaction to not getting an item in a video game. This is a grown man. And this is supposed to
not
be
his reaction to not getting the item. It's because his chat started being flooded by people slam dunking on him, telling him to pull more. And how do I phrase this?
While you're contemplating, I would like also to chime in. This is the same guy who ended his stream because he couldn't take his chat saying swap to JP Dub.
So,
Oh my god, dude. I have to clip it, dude. And I'm saving that to my little gallery. That's fucking
No, I don't
hilarious.
think so. I think a lot of them
I
are
had to clip it.
degenerate Twitch Andy's trying to stir some drama. But
so then,
as Antash said earlier, Tech does throw shade at people.
Oh, that's
It's
pinned.
pretty obvious who it's directed at.
That is
It's not
very
like the
pinned.
big
That is a
thing,
very
but
pinned
you know
clip.
That was obviously about Envy.
but
Right, and obviously your chatters are going to take that and they're going to go and dunk on Envy.
It was actually towards every free-to-play streamer. Not just
Of which Envy is the biggest.
I really
and so how does that
can
make it
we
my fault?
really put this into context? He's calling them a mint picker because they're looting herbs in a video game. Yeah.
So is that like a
On a scale of trauma, where would you, if you had to put that on a 1 to 10 scale, what would you put that as a number for?
The comment itself
Being
would-
told that you're a mint picker.
The comment itself for me is not the issue. That's fine. Like if
Okay, so you would say
Tech called me a mint
it's
picker,
like a
it's
zero.
whatever.
So you'd say it's a
Yeah,
zero.
for me
Okay.
it's a zero. But like what that encourages and incites an audience to do, to go and just start spamming BS or just harassing another content creator, I feel like you're just completely glossing over that, which I feel is unfair.
I can see why you say that, and I understand what your point is, but I think that there's a level of banter that free-to-play players do towards whales as well. Like, I bet Tectone probably gets feedback whenever he was playing Genshin Impact and whaling, that it's like, oh, you're just bad at this game, you've just spent $400,000 on it, so you're good.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, and so these things exist naturally, and free-to-play players promote this as well. Like, that's why they're free-to-play. The reason why they advertise free-to-play is to distinguish themselves from the whales in order to make themselves seem like the experience is more authentic. So I think this is really a both sides situation. This happens all the time, and it's happened in every game.
I agree with that, which is why in Tech's initial DMs, he said he spoke to me because I tried to mediate the situation between both of them.
Do it too,
And
because
you know, it's just
because
the
we
community
suck.
just trying to go at each other. But from my perspective, and as Mtash touched on earlier, Tech would go out and make comments on other creators, and that would naturally encourage toxicity to go in that direction.
But we
which
don't
I
have.
think is fair to say.
That's totally fair. But we don't have, in the same way that I
my
gave.
heart can't take any more, Chad.
Just a second. In the same way that I did not try to accuse you of trying to poison the well against, like Brax, we are also not going to assume that Tectone did something that we don't see. Like, there's no evidence.
Could you guys continue the thread?
Okay, let's continue it. So, he says, despite it all, built this false narrative and told his audience that everything he did was just friendly banter. I never reciprocated those feelings back to him. How he even assumed that he followed me on Twitter, made us friends, okay?
I would like to know, I don't know why the fuck he's saying because he followed me on Twitter, he made us friends.
He assumed that. Yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea. But let me just read the other one. This is actually a clip. This eventually led me into a panic attack I've had on stream, where because it was on the internet, he now uses that to antagonize me more. Okay, so here's going to be the clip. We'll look at it right here.
So what caused this? Because Envy gets one guy a lot and gets riled up real easy, like that one time where people ask him who's to join my game show that he cried on stream. Enviosity's gonna cry. So what caused?
Okay. Do we want to keep going?
Is that
I
like
think
the
we should.
problem?
I think we should see the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
That's no, as in the whole thread.
Okay. Watched the session with him and Dr. K and thought he would finally change. And then finally have empathy. He'd understand the importance of mental health in this economy over years, especially when the constant bullying results in severe outcomes. And the bullying example used is like literally he said that Envy got one guide and cried on stream, which is apparently what happened, right?
No, because repeated commentary over the past 3 years, negative commentary
Okay.
directed towards
Right.
him, I would say that's more akin to bullying.
Okay, so
Where is it?
3 years.
Where is it?
Insane.
Where is it?
You're asking me to go through the last 3 years of Tectone's VODs to find clips of him dunking on Envy?
Isn't that the same thing you asked me to do when I told you what Zajev said?
That
I mean, to be fair, and you mentioned this earlier, is that you said that you appreciated the fact that I did not take assumptions on anything, and I looked for the evidence of
You're
every
right.
single statement that was made against you. And now, yes, if you want me to believe something that you are saying, you do in fact have to prove it. And I'm not going to just say, over 3 years, these things have happened. I'm sorry, but this is just really not a strong argument. And I also
Okay,
made
I
that
think that's
argument for you, too.
No, I think that's fair.
Okay. We'll look at the rest of these.
Yeah.
Fast forward, we finally have squashed the beef and a load of stress was relieved. Maybe for once we can move on. We've made peace, okay? And then that was until shortly I found after that he just kept attacking me despite me not doing anything to him. That's the cycle continued. Okay, so this is a clip of Atsu talking about it.
Myself?
The whole Tectone MVP was happening. And I was like, I'm sure I can fix this. I'm sure I can help mediate this. And I thought I did. I thought they quashed it.
Just a minute. Sorry.
And I was like, I'm sure I can fix this. I'm sure I can help mediate this. And I thought I did. I thought they quashed it. And it was quashed. But then Tectone opened his mouth again. He opened his mouth again and started shitting on Envy again. So I was like, what can I do? What can anyone do? You know? Like, he always ends up starting shit.
So, Envy
Hold
posted...
on, following this clip.
Oh, I'm not going to watch the clip with Tectone and his wife. I'm not going to watch that.
Oh, no, that's fine. No.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with it.
Following that initial clip where I talked about Tectone opening his mouth after they supposedly quashed the beef,
Yeah.
I would just like to ask Tectone directly in front of Asman's chat, my chat, whoever your viewers are watching, would you say you've never gone and dunked on Envy after that point?
By dunked on Envy, do you mean state the acts that he has done on stream that is
I
claimed?
never
Just made
did.
like petty comments or throw shade.
Would you say petty
his
comments
direction.
being nitpicker? Yes, I do say nitpicker.
And is that the only thing you've said about Envy in a negative light?
What are you implying that I've said? Are
No,
you saying that I feel
I
he's
want to
overly
ask you, do you personally feel that you have only, or you've never said any other negative comments about Enviosity?
All right, let's think about the negative things I've said. Okay, nitpicker, overly sensitive, fries at everything. That should summarize about everything. Now, the reason why I say that is because that's how it is.
Okay, so do you not think there's any validity in when he says, as someone who should, as someone who's advocated for mental health, that those kind of comments are not helpful?
Do we think it's helpful as a guy who advocates for mental health to bring up my ex-marriage in a fucking Twitter post?
I don't think that's the case, but you're deflecting from my question. It's a yes or no question. I'm giving you my answer. I don't think
Sure.
The clip there is not good.
I think the things that I've said to him are pretty much takeable by anybody on planet Earth. Never once claimed to be a nice guy.
We don't have any clip of this. There's no clip of this. We haven't seen
What
this.
is something outrageous that I said?
I don't want to hear about what somebody said. I want to see it. If I can't see it, it didn't happen.
No, I respect that, but I just wanted to ask Tech and have that on record because I want to know where he stands on this. And I'm not saying Envy is completely innocent either, because Envy also retaliated as well. But, like, obviously I don't have clips in my hands right now. You know, I've come into this call, I don't come in here with, like, clips of Tectone and Enviosity, so I can't just summon that. Maybe your chat can, maybe my chat can, but I don't know if it's okay if we can ask the chats to look for clips.
If people find something like that, that's fine. But, I mean, I do
Jesus!
think that it is way, way, way beyond the scope. Because, like, again, like, even in this clip, Atsu, you're not referring to, like, any specific thing that was said. And I think that this is a very common theme here, is that there is, like, just this implication of a preponderance of evidence that whenever you actually try to find it, it's like a mirage. The closer you get, the more it disappears. And we're not seeing any real evidence here. And I want to see evidence. Like, I don't care. Like,
No, I agree.
If, for example, Tectone says free-to-play players are mint pickers, no, I'm not going to take this as Inviosity being attacked because he's a free-to-play player. That's insane. That is, like, a person that has that little self-control should get off the fucking internet and should not be a content creator. And I mean that in the most empathetic way possible. This is a level of, like, I don't know, like, fucking, like, padded room behavior that is just not acceptable. Like, you can't be that sensitive and then expect everybody else to conform around it. It's completely selfish. So, I'll go back, I'll read the rest of these, okay? It's almost over. Okay. I was disappointed in myself. I was going to find some information on sooner. Warning, what a shameless human behavior he has displayed has made me lose any ounce of respect I have for him. I feel less anger now. Instead, feel disgust and pity for him. Sadly, due to my past trauma, under duress, I made hot-headed statement of, I should be the only one being praised for free-to-play in Genshin to the recent Genshin drama. And I want to bring this point back to my original point that I made, that free-to-play players act like they are Jesus on the cross. They act like they're the ones that are going through it. And I think that him saying that implies that he is pushing that narrative. And whenever he's pushing that narrative, the implication is that the people that are not doing it are not playing it the real way, and they suck. Because it's in Lost Ark, it's apparently in Genshin, it was in Star Rail, it was in fucking Diablo Immortal. So there it is.
Would you like to put this on?
Sure.
Sweet. Pretty funny, actually.
Okay, let's play it. I'll read the rest of these. They were right, it wasn't me. I'm not the best at articulating my emotions. I'm not ashamed to admit that, especially when dealing with my anxiety and trauma live inside of me. I look back at that moment and everything is a blur. Okay. Sadly, I can't erase people's first impressions, and I apologize for that. I upset. I allowed constant harassment to affect me, his constant harassment to affect me this much. Like, don't you find this to be problematic that Inviosity makes an entire tweet thread just constantly referencing constant harassment, but there's never any indication of that harassment happening other than a title and then Tectone saying that Inviosity got one guy on stream and cried, which is true. Assume that if the harassment was constant, that there would be more than 2 examples that are extremely vanilla.
Like, I think that's fair. No, I think that's fair.
No, I think that's bad. I'm clipping that one too, because that's so fucking hilarious. When these children just get called out for their bullshit.
I should be the only motherfucker getting praise in the Genshin community because I don't spend money on Genshin Impact.
I mean, maybe he's right. Maybe we shouldn't make videos about the game. Maybe we should stream.
Was it just that small clip?
Yeah, it actually goes a little bit further than that. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any more of it. But yeah, no,
My
that's...
chat has it, so they'll send it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Alright, so...
I banned... NB deleted the clip.
I mean, I probably would have too. I mean, he just... Okay, thank my peers, community, have had my back for years, never acted once, stuck by my side. There's only one common denominator in this end is stress, and we already know the outcome of this tweet. Since we know this cycle many times, he'll continue to defend, deflect, and villainize. The unnecessary harassment will continue, nothing will change. I've learned over the years that if I defend myself, I'll anger him. If I don't defend myself, I'll anger him. Can we swatch the beef? He'll continue to shit-talk me. It's a triple lose situation. This is my piece. So, this is my opinion. I think that Enviosity took a disagreement. I think this guy has a massive fucking personality. I do. Because he's constantly thinking that people are going to harass him. He's constantly thinking about how the community perceives him and how people are giving him credit for being free to play. Like, this is crazy. This is not what a person of a sound mind would do. And he's escalated this all the way up to the point in his mind of thinking that it is appropriate to, inside of a disagreement over a video game, bring up a person's previous marriage. Like, this is like 5 degrees of removal above anything like mint picker or free to play, like something like that. Like that you got one guy on stream. Like, which one is worse? Bringing up somebody's previous marriage, then calling them a horrible person, or calling them a mint picker in Genshin. Like, I'm sorry, but like any sympathy that I could have for this person doesn't exist. Let me see if I can find this.
I have to clip all that, dude. That's 2 clips already. I fucking have to.
So here's the full clip.
So, why do I have people on Twitter trying to tell me, Envy, why are you not speaking up about it? As if a YouTube video is going to do anything about it. As if 1 star in Google Classroom is going to do anything about it. As if unfollowing Genshin Impact is going to do anything about it. I should be the only motherfucker getting praise in the Genshin community because I don't spend money on Genshin Impact. If you want a company like Choreoverse to actually listen to you and let you and listen to your fucking concerns on what you want with the game, quit spending money on the fucking game. I don't spend money. I'm free to play for 3+ years. Why am I getting people trying to come after me when I haven't spent a fucking dime on my account?
Envy, you are the only Genshin content creator.
Alright? How it perceives him and how people are giving him credit for being free to play. Persecution. Like, this is crazy.
I think that this person is not well in the head.
This is not what a person of sound mind would do. And he's escalated this all. Like, I'm sorry, but like any sympathy that I could have for this person
complex. I
doesn't
have
exist.
talked to him. I said he can be overly sensitive at times.
Do you think this person is
emotional outbursts, but I don't think that invalidates him as a content creator. I also think that it's also not necessary to make comments about other creators repeatedly. And I know you're going to say, where's the evidence? I don't have them on hand, but I've just given my opinion. I'm not accusing you of that or accusing Tech of that right now. That is my stance. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think that, again, if you're a content creator, you're putting yourself out there, and you are this thin-skinned that you're going to make a long tweet thread and have a panic attack over something like this. This is just simply not a man of a sound mind. I don't think any person of healthy mind and body would behave this way. This is very weird. And so I don't really view any of what Inviosity is saying as credible at all. I think that these are... This is completely overblown. And again, if it's not, then I want to see the evidence. In the same way that I asked for evidence for your situation.
Yes.
And so
I think from what you've seen, like, your take is very reasonable.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't have, like, the last 3 years of the Tectone Envy back and forth on me right now. It might surface at some point, but, like, I don't have that on me right now.
So
But
what do you think I said?
also,
I look back
I'm going to say this again because I've said it earlier, but I am just aware that you have consistently made remarks about him in negative manners. Consistently, like, not just, like, irregularly, like, it's a consistent thing that, and it's public, that you dislike Envy, and you have made numerous comments about him in a negative fashion, and I would not say it's a baseless claim, and of course I don't have the quote-unquote evidence on me at hand right now, that when you say something bad about Envy, it's obviously going to send toxicity his way. And of course he doesn't deal with that well. So does Envy have thin skin, or thinner skin for a content creator? I definitely think so. I've talked to him about this. I think he can be too sensitive sometimes, and sometimes can be a bit too much in his own head, but I also don't think that you're helping that situation, Tech, when you talk about him in a negative manner.
And what are these things that I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. I just said I don't have the evidence on hand. But whenever you say, like, oh, Envy's a crybaby, or Envy's a mint picker, but especially, like, the crybaby one, I think is pretty, you know, like, it's not cool, man. Like, you know what your viewers are going to do. They're going to go over to his channel, just, like, make fun of him crying all the time. But, again, like, I don't have clips of your viewers, like, one-to-one, if that's what you're going to ask. And I feel like that's a bit unreasonable to ask of me right now. It's reasonable to ask, but also, obviously, I don't have that on hand right now.
So I'd like to go even further. So another thing you'd like to say earlier on your stream is that you said that I needed proof of Zajeff consistently harassing me. He's one of your friends, yes?
Yeah.
Would you like clips?
Yeah.
All right.
So I would like to...
This is what Perfect and Tick audio sounds like.
Over 3 years ago, we had this drama with some Shinshinks and tuner shenanigans.
I literally... It's hard for me to tell that there are two things playing right now.
Zhongli Meditakes.
But I'm going to turn off the loud one right now, right?
Because of Zhongli Meditakes. And so this guy... Because I get blamed for these guys.
And now let me put this one back up.
It's quitting. This guy called Zajeff is just
the fucking delay. Literally the delay for sound.
I won't be able to prove, but don't worry, I have another stuff. Okay. He said that I have. He thinks I'm lying about being homeless, and that I am the biggest manipulator of the Genshin Impact community. So I bring this to Atsu's attention, and he says, "Where's the proof?" Okay. So I went back through 3 years of VODs. 3 years.